Okay, so we're at Mom's today, and we're just getting the garden going. Picked some stuff out of the garden, and we're going to be canning today. So this will be a series on how to preserve and can. We're going to be canning tomatoes today. Out of the garden, I just picked some stuff. I got an onion. Got an onion here. I just picked it. That's a Georgia sweet, similar to the Valdalia, but it's not grown in Valdalia, Georgia, so you can't call it Valdalia. These are the cherry tomatoes. These are the ones, the little ones that go good on salads. They explode in your mouth. They're really sweet. They taste like little candies. This one is the patio tomato. This one came off the patio plant. It's good for slicing up, putting on sandwiches such as cheeseburgers. This is a Roma tomato. This is what it looks like when it's not quite ripe yet. They're green in color and they're really firm. That's what happens. They're actually neon green. They probably glow in the dark, but like I told Mom, that's what happens when you put it outside a nuclear plant. Okay, and these are the jalapeno peppers. These are not quite done yet. They're a little firm. They're not quite ripe, but they're coming along. This variety right here, these are beef steaks. Actually, that one's a heirloom. These are beefsteak tomatoes. These are also good sliced. A little bit different flavor than the patio, but they're good tomatoes also. These are my heirloom tomatoes. These are heirloom tomatoes. These are an old brand of tomato that hasn't been spliced with any other tomato. It's an older, I guess, antique seed that I used. Kind of older variety. I haven't quite tried that yet. And these are the tomatoes that we're canning today. These are Romas. They're good in sauces and spaghetti sauce and good for canning. So. Okay, now we're going to start canning here shortly, and what we're going to do, we're going to be canning these Roma tomatoes that I grew in the garden. And I got some things I'm getting going. I got the canner here. You don't need something this elaborate, but this is the canner that I'm using. We plan on doing a lot of canning this year, and I bought this on eBay. I made an offer on eBay, got a pretty good deal on it. It was only used a couple times. It's got the pressure gauge up here. This regulates the pressure. If there's too much pressure, it blows. Then you turn it around. Okay. And it's got this rubber seal. This rubber seal is important because this is what holds in the pressure. And that's necessary. Sometimes that needs to be tested. We took ours to the county extension and had ours tested to hold it, make sure it holds pressure. Then of course I got my instruction booklet. This is the Presto cooker canner. It's an old thing, but it works well. And then I have my tray. Okay, and we have our tray right here, and this tray is in the canner. This is, like I said, this has been used. This is a Presto canner. This is the first time I've used it, but it is a used canner that I bought off of eBay. It does seal, so it's a good canner. It is used, but if it's quality, then, you know, why not? There's nothing wrong with it. It's American made, you know. So this that cover is so when you put the jars in, that it doesn't sit directly onto the bottom, because then your jars would crack. Your mason jars would crack. So I have the fruit. I just have some tools here. I have a funnel for adding the fruit into the mason jars. I have my handle that I'll use to lift the jars up out of the canner, which I'll demonstrate here quickly. Basically the canner will be hot, and I'll just use my jar lifter here to lift the jars up out of the cooker. I have this is called a lid wand. It's got a magnetic tip, and basically what that does is it picks up the lids out of the hot water so you can add them onto the jar. And this right here, this is called a spacing tool, and what this does, if not sure if you can read the numbers, but you can have the correct amount of spacing when you put your lid down or in the top of your jar. So we'll demonstrate how to use that later on. And okay, a little about these jars. These are ball mason jars. These are 1 quart jars. They're made in the United States. See that? Made in the US of A. So these are new jars. You can reuse these jars. You can reuse them. But if you're going to reuse them, the only thing you can't reuse is the lids. So let me unscrew one of these and take it off. It's already got somewhat of a vacuum on it. The thing about these jars is they are reusable, but you have to make sure there are no cracks in them, because even a hairline fracture or a crack will the canner can explode, the jar can explode on the canner. So just make sure there's no cracks in them, or there's no fractures, or that they're nice and clean. We're going to sterilize them before you use them, but they're nice and clean, and your lids are new, because these lids only seal once and then they're done. Okay, what we just did here was we sterilized our jars. That's our first step. We boiled the jars and we immersed them in some hot water on the stove. That was the first step. We boiled the jars to sterilize them. And then we boiled the lids in a separate container. So these jars are all ready for packing. Okay, so we have our fruit. These are our tomatoes. These are the tomatoes I grew outside the front of my house. Basically, all I did was I bought some starts from Kmart, planted them inside an old flower bed outside my house that was getting grass. I didn't put any pesticides on them. We had a lot of rain this spring. That's probably why they're so good. I added a little lime to the soil, put some mulch in, and that was it. No pesticides. I grew next to onions, and these are very nice, good, ripe, soft tomatoes. I had about 4 plants. I still have plenty of tomatoes left to go. Some of them are a little bruised. But other than that, this is pretty good fruit right here. There's about 5 pounds here. So the only thing I don't like is they have this little black spot on the end, but we're going to cut that out anyway. So this is what you need, though. This was what I picked.